Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Tonight we delve into a story that has gripped a nation, a story of sudden tragedy, of lingering questions, and those almost unbelievable twists of fate. Just yesterday, the skies darkened with the news of a devastating plane crash. Air India flight AI-171, on its journey from Ahmedabad to London, met a catastrophic end. The numbers are heartbreaking. Nearly 265 lives were lost in an instant. 241 of those were passengers and crew aboard the aircraft, their journey cut tragically short. And on the ground, in the mess of a nearby medical college, another 24 innocent lives were extinguished as the plane's debris rained down. Yet amidst this profound sorrow, a flicker of the miraculous. One person, sitting in seat 11A, was pulled alive from the wreckage. Since the news broke, one question has echoed in everyone's mind. How? How did this happen? What led to this disaster? Aviation experts, seasoned pilots, they've all been poring over critical pieces of evidence, particularly 2 video clips captured in the final moments before the crash. These videos, my friends, might hold the key to understanding the sequence of events that led to this tragedy. Let's look at the first video. It's from a CCTV camera at Ahmedabad International Airport, overlooking the runway. We see the plane, AI-171, taxiing and then accelerating for takeoff. Everything appears normal. It gains speed, the nose lifts. But then, just as it's about to reach an altitude of around 425 feet, there's a distinct, unsettling tilt to the left. The plane struggles for a moment, and then a horrifying fireball erupts as it crashes. The second video, likely filmed by a bystander on a mobile phone, captures the plane from a different angle, flying perilously low over a residential area. And again, that same ominous leftward tilt is visible just seconds before it disappears from view, followed by sounds of impact. So, what does this leftward tilt signify? According to aviation experts, a plane, especially at such a low altitude immediately after takeoff, we're talking 400 to 425 feet, doesn't just suddenly bank or turn without a serious reason. This pronounced leftward movement, they say, is a strong indicator of a failure in the left engine. Now, if an engine fails, particularly during a critical phase like takeoff, pilots are trained for this. The standard procedure is to identify the failed engine, shut it down completely by pulling its specific lever, which also cuts off its fuel supply, and then use the power of the remaining engine to either return for an emergency landing or continue, depending on the situation. A modern twin-engine jet is designed to fly and land safely on just one engine. But here's where the theory takes a grim turn. In those frantic, high-pressure seconds, at a critically low altitude, with the plane already unstable, experts are suggesting a catastrophic human error might have occurred. The theory is that while the left engine had indeed failed, in the urgency of the moment, the pilot may have inadvertently shut down the right engine, the one that was still functioning. The levers for both engines are in the cockpit. Left engine, left lever. Right engine, right lever. If this hypothesis is correct, it means that within seconds of one engine failing, the other, perfectly good engine, was also rendered inoperative. The plane, having just lifted off, now had no power from either engine. At such a low height, there was simply no time, no altitude to recover. It had nowhere to go but down. The plane's black box has been recovered. It will, in time, provide the definitive answers, the conversations in the cockpit, the state of the engines, the actions taken by the crew. That investigation is paramount. But amidst the technical analysis, there are stories of human fate that are almost too incredible to believe. I mentioned the survivor from seat 11A. Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself visited him in the hospital. His brother, calling from London, initially couldn't fathom that he was alive, expecting his phone to be switched off on the flight. And then there's the story of an Ahmedabad lady. She had a ticket for that very flight, AI-171 to London. She was running late, caught in an unexpected traffic jam. By the time she reached the Air India counter at the airport, check-in had closed. Luggage was already loaded. The plane doors were sealed. The staff, adhering to protocol, couldn't let her board. She was, understandably, furious, upset about missing her flight, the expensive ticket. Dejected, she began her journey back home with her family who had come to see her off. On that somber drive back, her phone rang. The person on the other end, equally shocked that she answered, delivered the chilling news. The flight you were supposed to be on. It crashed. Imagine that moment. The anger, the frustration of missing the flight, instantly replaced by a cold, stark realization of how a simple 10-minute traffic delay had, in an almost unbelievable twist of fate, saved her life. She later said she felt she must have done some good deed to have been spared, though her heart ached for the 241 who weren't so fortunate, and the 24 on the ground. Fate, destiny, human error, mechanical failure. So many elements intertwine in such tragedies. What is certain is the profound loss. What remains to be fully understood is the precise chain of events that led to it. The black box will tell its tale. For now, we can only reflect on these videos, the expert interpretations, and the incredibly thin line that sometimes separates life from its abrupt end. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, take care of yourselves and your loved ones.